Mayor of Inbound here in front of my statue, apparently. I'm here with Ashley Faus, Senior Director of Lifecycle Marketing at Atlassian. I prepared for this interview with a giant card. There are a lot of good questions on here. I don't know how many we'll get to. And we were just talking about some other stuff that we're
gonna move. Real sassy, so I told him I could not bring quite so sassy Ashley. That was like the off-the-record conversation.
Yeah, we're trying to goose Fraba our way back into getting a little more relaxed. First question I had for you, what number inbound is this for you?
I feel like that's the hardest question. Actually, I think it's 7.
Yeah.
I should actually look it up because I get this question frequently, but let's call it 7.
7, that would have been 2018 or 19. And how many times have you spoken?
All 7.
All 7?
Yeah.
Have you had multiple sessions each time?
Not each time. So this is, I think, my 3rd or 4th time having multiple sessions.
Which is your favorite session that you've done?
Ooh, that's a hard one.
Because I have a good follow-up to this.
Okay, depending. I think I'm going to go in 2019 when I first introduced the concept of the playground to map the audience journey and to rethink, basically moving away from the linear funnel. I think I'm going to go with that one.
Because of that, I don't know how related the book is to that, but you just did a book, Humans Marketing to Humans. Hold on, I can't read my own handwriting. Human-centered marketing, sorry, and the voice is dying too. We're all struggling. Human-centered marketing. Was that written as a kind of a collection of some of the things you've talked about over the past 7 years? Was that more from your role at Atlassian? Is it a combination of all of that? I mean, how did the book come to be?
Yeah, so the book is basically kind of a collection and an expansion of all the stuff that I've been talking about for the last 6 or 7 years. Yep. It does include a couple of Atlassian examples. It's not about Atlassian or for Atlassian.
Right.
It's definitely my own IP, but I have solved a lot of these problems using these frameworks at Atlassian, and so I do have some examples from Duarte where I worked, a couple from Skyport and Polera, which were security startups that I worked at, and obviously Atlassian, and then a couple of HubSpot examples. They've done some awesome work.
Explain to me the need for the book to come out now, and why the timing is so well. Why did you chose to put it out? Talk to me about that a little bit.
Yeah. So the full title is Human-Centered Marketing, How to Connect with Audiences in the Age of AI.
Yep.
And it's funny because people think that I wrote a book about AI, and I'm like, no, I wrote a book about humans.
Yes.
Because the reality is the tools change, the shape of the journey and the tactics change. The thing that does not change is that you have to build trust and affinity with humans in order for them to buy from you. And so as we look at that through line, how do we use the tools? How do we adapt to the tactics in a way that still attracts the humans and builds that trust and rapport and affinity? So we have to win the hearts and minds before we can win the wallet. And then particularly in SaaS, we have to keep winning and re-winning the hearts, minds, and wallets of our audience. Yep. And so that's what these core frameworks are really about, is understanding who is the audience, what problems do they face, how do we connect with them and speak their language in a way that they can understand that we can match our solution to their problems. And yes, there's some AI stuff in there about how to do that, but the reality is the book is actually about the stuff that doesn't change in the age of AI.
One of the other questions that I had about that is how long did this take to write? Was it a 10-year process, a 5-year process? Did the concepts change over time? I know it's not from one company or from Inbound or from Duarte Atlassian, but I guess putting the book, it had to have been a labor of love, by the way, so congratulations. But what did that look like from a timeline perspective? Because I figure marketing and AI changes so rapidly. You either had to have kind of figured out the title and the culmination of the last 7 to 10 years at one time, or written it overnight.
Yeah, so I would actually say it's both. I technically wrote the book in 6 months.
Oh my gosh.
I joke though, I'm like, how to write a book in 6 months? And it's step 1, wrestle with a problem for 10 years.
Yeah.
Step 2, talk about how you've solved that problem for 6 years.
Yeah.
Step 3, write the book in 6 months, right? So because I was already quite prolific on LinkedIn, in medium to long form articles, speaking, doing podcasts, I had already done all of the thinking required to write the book. And so it was mostly just a matter of putting pen to paper.
Yeah. What kind of effect did the glitter mask have on being able to read the future like that?
The glitter mask is surprisingly effective at really helping you tap into the cosmic energy that flows into
You have had
crystal
so
reading.
much energy this morning already.
I have all the energy. I basically took all of that delectable skincare serums and just injected it straight into the bloodstream. So the glitter mask is a best kept secret that's really not a secret.
It's not a secret. For those that don't know, it's a glitter mask before the speech. you've done one already?
Oh, it's on my LinkedIn. Fear not.
Okay.
Yes.
I haven't had Wi-Fi to look at anything here, so
I know.
I feel like I'll be reliving inbound next week.
Next week,
as I check, all the stuff that happened.
I should have brought you a glitter mask so that you could like absorb the goodness of the glitter mask while you were absorbing the goodness of reliving inbound.
My idea for this, and wasn't able to find glitter mask, I don't know if you have those as a product line or if one's included in the book, was to bring us both one and do the interview in a glitter mask.
Yes.
We need to edit in glitter masks into this interview.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and throw that in as a filter.
You said a minute ago, you have to win the hearts and minds of people before you win their wallets. I kind of want to hug you. That's like the best line ever, because it's true, right? And so you, like, how would you do that? I still want people to get the book. I still want people to follow Ashley Faus, but give us a couple of hints or a couple of tactics, or explain that thought process a little bit, because it's great.
Sure. I'll drop all the way down into some of the tactics from the book. So I talk about the playground framework, and there's two key elements that are a shift compared to the linear funnel, right? So the linear funnel is basically, I as a marketer are going to force you down into awareness, consideration, purchase, and then looping decision journey back up to cross-sell, retention, whatever it is, right? Instead, we want to shift to thinking about content depth and intent, which is based on the next action for the audience. It's not what I as a marketer infer as an intent. It's you as a human have the ability to take an action, and I've given you very explicit options for which action you want to take.
We're going to do some rapid fire stuff real quick. This has been great. Your last aha moment as far as like the customer journey, because you mentioned the playground framework a couple times, but your last aha moment as far as understanding marketing.
Man, that's a good question.
It's not a very good rapid fire question.
Yeah, so. I'm like, actually, how do I answer this? Yes or no? I think last aha moment, I would say making sure that I use the right AI tool for the right problem. So when I first started playing with AI, I was like, why can't ChatGPT do images and voice and prompting and Google search and like all the things, and realizing that you have to use different tools for different problems. And while that sounds obvious, I think a lot of people right now are misusing the tools because they're like, it's magic, right? And no, you have to pair the right tool with the right problem.
Maybe this will be more, here we go. Favorite color, don't even really need to ask. You look great. The blue is perfect, so that one answered itself. Favorite animal?
Favorite animal? This one is hard. I think I'm gonna go dolphins. Dolphins are so smart and they're adorable and like they're just a cool animal. Dolphins are legit.
Favorite mayor?
Favorite mayor's got to be Rob Jones, mayor of Inbound.
I had to sneak one in there. I had to sneak one in for me.
A little lob and a softball for yourself.
Last question is, what are you doing next?
What am I doing next? Well, I'm literally about to step on stage and go do my session, which is based on the book. It's titled Human-Centered Marketing and AI. So,
awesome.
And doing speaking.
If you're somehow live streaming this, go watch Ashley. She's amazing. If you watch this later, check out the book. Follow her on social media, Ashley Faus. Thank you. I'm going to give you a hug and good luck.
Thank you.